Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you, Mr. Scott. I rise in strong support of the Bipartisan Stronger Workforce for America Act, which makes critical improvements to America's job training laws that will close the skills gap, strengthen the relationship between employers and the local labor market, and put more Americans on the pathway to successful careers. I want to congratulate Chairwoman Fox and Ranking Member Scott for their bipartisan collaboration to bring this bill to the floor, defying all the negative sort of conventional wisdom about this place, because this is a really critical program at a time when our U.S. economy has 9 million job openings. My district in Eastern Connecticut is the fastest growing labor market in our state and the second fastest in New England. The federal job training program that we're discussing here today has been a huge contributor to that growth. Back in 2015, I hosted then Labor Secretary Tom Perez at Electric Boat Shipyard to meet with our local WIOA workforce board to discuss the looming need for shipbuilding skills to meet the sharply increased demand by the U.S. Navy for submarine construction. 5 months later, in September 2015, the Manufacturing Pipeline Initiative program was launched using a $6 million WIOA grant by the U.S. Department of Labor. Since its establishment in 2016, nearly 3,500 workers in Eastern Connecticut have been hired from the WIOA-funded pipeline to high-quality careers at the Electric Boat Shipyard. And as you can see from this chart, starting in 2016, there's been steady growth. There was a little dip during COVID, but last year, 945 graduates from their pre-apprenticeship program left the WIOA classes to begin again their careers in the metal trades. Because of this highly successful training pipeline, EB has had the workforce to meet the growing build rate that it continues to this day. 2 months ago, EB announced that their target for next year, for 2024, is to hire 5,300 workers to, again, meet the needs for the Virginia program and the Columbia program. Mr. Speaker, we need pre-apprenticeship programs like the manufacturing pipeline to fill the 9 million job openings in the U.S. economy. This bill will do just that by, number one, ensuring that more WIOA dollars are going directly towards upskilling workers and on-the-job learning, streamlining the eligible training provider list to ensure that they are delivering good outcomes and are aligned with the skill and hiring needs of employers, and strengthening the workforce education programs at community colleges to make sure that they align with in-demand jobs by emphasizing programs with industry partnerships, providing more flexibility to one-stop operators to expand access to support services for trainees who need assistance during these 10-week classes or 8-week classes for electricians, 10 weeks for welders, with transportation, childcare, or other essentials to ensure that they can successfully focus on their curriculum and complete their job training program. Mr. Speaker, this is not just a program for young adults. It's also a program that helps workers of all ages. And I would ask to be entered into the record a letter from the Association of Retired Persons in support of this legislation, H.R. 6655, a Stronger Workforce for America Act.
Without objection.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, I urge all my members, all my colleagues, to support this legislation, which, again, at this moment in our economy is so critically needed. I yield back the balance of my time.